The success of Stalker 2 has actually made me pretty happy. Even as someone who never played the original Stalker game, I always thought the aesthetic of Stalker was really interesting. I've been meaning to dive into it. I admit I've been slightly put off by the Eastern European FPS jank, but I really have been meaning to try it, and I love seeing games with a very non-traditional structure do well. If you watched my video yesterday about Indiana Jones, I'm not really a fan of that kind of gameplay either, but I'm really happy to see it be doing well, because that means we're getting away from AAA games all being the same copy-paste of one or two different structures. It means we're hopefully getting away from every AAA game either being a third-person action stealth game with crafting, or an open-world Far Cry clone. Or, I guess since it's 2024, a Souls-like. As much as I love Souls-likes, we don't need everything to be a Souls-like. I just like seeing games do well in the AAA sphere without using the AAA formula. And for that reason, I'm absolutely rooting Stalker 2 on. But there are some people in the gaming sphere who are not cheering on Stalker 2. I'm sure if you read the title of this video, you can figure out what demographic I'm talking about, which is why there was quite the stir on December 25th when it was reported that the Stalker 2 developers have no information to share at this time regarding a PS5 port, saying, quote, "We were fully focused on developing and now supporting the PC and Xbox Series versions." Now, this is not surprising for several reasons, nor does it rule out a PlayStation port actually coming in the future. But let's just think about this piece by piece. It was initially leaked that Stalker 2 was going to be a timed Xbox exclusive, and with Microsoft's current trajectory and business model and attitude towards exclusive games, I find it not difficult in the slightest to believe that a PlayStation port is coming. I'm not going to say 100% one is coming, but it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest is my point. But also, if there is a PlayStation port in the works, they're not gonna talk about it right now because the game just came out, and this is a game that was partially funded by Microsoft and promoted as a big Microsoft title. Obviously, they're not going to confirm a PlayStation 5 port less than a month after the game drops. That defeats the whole point. And there have been plenty of other games that were announced as Xbox exclusives and then ended up being timed Xbox exclusives, but that wasn't confirmed for a few months because, again, why would they do that? Why would they put effort into making a game a timed exclusive and then just tell you out of the gate that it's going to be a timed exclusive? I hate the concept of exclusivity, but from a business standpoint, why wouldn't they be doing things this way? I'd also like to point out that the Stalker 2 development team is currently pretty busy with trying to not die, so maybe a PS5 port isn't that high on their priority list. But I found it very interesting after this report came out that a bunch of PlayStation fanboys suddenly had an issue with the concept of third-party game exclusivity. You know, the thing that Sony has been doing with Square Enix and with Bloober Team, and that they have previously done with From Software and Konami. PlayStation dudes have been completely fine with third-party exclusivity and timed console-exclusive games. But now, all of a sudden, when it comes to Stalker 2, which is a third-party exclusive game, the studio and the IP are not owned by Microsoft, but Microsoft helped fund the project on the grounds that it at least launched a console exclusive for their platform. This is quite literally the same thing that Sony does on a regular basis, but all of a sudden, now it's a problem. How interesting this is. What do I mean? Well, come along with me. Let's look at the replies to this post, and maybe you'll see what I mean. At a Space Alien says, "Oh, they will make a PS5 and PS5 Pro versions. Why? Simple. They need the money. They may need to hire more people for it. Remember, over 60 million PS5s have sold. Just a few million copies of the game sold would profit them. And Sony could make a deal, winky face." So, they need the money. Therefore, they will make a PlayStation version. So they need the money, so they're going to port to another platform. What exactly does this say about Sony now when Sony releases games on other platforms? Like when they launch games on the PC, or when they put games on the Switch, or when they publish games on the Xbox? What exactly does that say about Sony? Glass houses, my little green friend? Also, if we want to make the install base argument like, oh, they need the extra sales from the 60 million. Are you aware of how many fucking Steam accounts there are? 60 million is small potatoes compared to how many people's storefronts this game is already on. I don't think that's a reason to not port the game somewhere because I think exclusivity is a stupid concept on its own. But this is just a very strange angle to take. Because if you're trying to argue that games should always be available to the most amount of people, then you're arguing against exclusivity as a whole. But I have the feeling that you're perfectly fine with PlayStation exclusivity, because here you are boasting PlayStation's numbers for no reason. Let's continue. At 69 The Real says, another shooter from Xbot, woohoo, laughing, crying, nah, it's cool, keep it. Was looking forward to Indiana Jones, but they fucked up and made it first person. Oh boy. So we have someone writing off Stalker as just another shooter, which if you've even looked at 5 seconds of Stalker gameplay, you will see this is not just another shooter. This is a very unique kind of FPS game compared to basically everything else on the market right now, at least in the double and AAA sphere. But also, they fucked up Indiana Jones by making it first person. You know who disagrees with you? Basically everyone who's played Indiana Jones. Because this is not meant to be a third-person action game. It's meant to be a first-person puzzled simulation melee combat type game. So basically, Stalker is not good because it's just like every other shooter, even though it's not. But also, Indiana Jones is not good because it's not enough like every other mainstream action game. This is fun. This is fun. I like this. Let's keep going. Righteous Mind says, I guess they don't want to make more money, lol. They don't want to make more money because they're focusing on optimizing the experience for people who can give them money. They're working on optimizing and improving the version of the game that's already done instead of making a whole new version of the game first. And they, oh my god. Let's make our product more appealing so more people want to support it and give us money because we don't want to make money. We are making our product better so that we don't make more money. The fact that 19 people liked this, the fact that one person liked this, what is happening right now? Juan Pablo Gonzalez says, we'll definitely be receiving this broken game on PlayStation once the timed deal is over with. I mean, yeah, they're focusing on fixing the game so it doesn't have the reputation of being broken, and they can fight the perception that it's a broken game that's not worth playing. That's why they're not putting the game on PlayStation. Oh my god. How are you people real? How are you people real? The developers say they're working on improving the versions of the game that exist, and you're like, ugh, the version of the game that exists is lame. It's like, yeah, that's why they're working on it. Ugh, but it's not on PlayStation. Well, if you got the game on PlayStation now, it would be the broken thing that you have a negative perception of, but they're fixing the broken thing that you have the negative perception of, but that's still not good enough. I'm so confused. Are you advocating for them selling you a broken product? Are you advocating for developers to get less time to polish their games or put less effort into making their games worth buying? Is that what we're pushing for? Because like when you think about these words that you typed out on a screen, when you actually think about these words in the order that you put them, that's kind of the argument you're making. And that's really fucking dumb. I'm still so confused as to how you people are real. Okay, how about one more? I can only handle one more here. Relatively short video today, I know, but I can... Oh, I'm bulk recording after getting back from vacation, and I gotta build my immunity back up. Trippy says, in other words, Xbox is the beta test. Hey, remember when PlayStation dudes yelled at PC players because they kept saying that PlayStation players were the beta testers of the PC versions of PlayStation games? I remember when they did that. I remember when PlayStation fanboys said it wasn't fair to call the PlayStation version of the game the beta, and we can't say that. But also, now that the game's starting on Xbox, then going to PlayStation, now the Xbox version is the beta. So not only are you people hypocrites, but you also just can't come up with your own fucking jokes. Like, we gave you the beta test thing. Same with the whole slate. I love seeing PlayStation dudes, whenever a PlayStation port of an Xbox game is announced or rumored, you always see PlayStation dudes be like, haha, whole slate, whole slate. It's like, that was ours too. Fuck, you guys, just like, come up with your own fucking jokes, I swear. It's not that difficult. Oh, jeez. Listen, I want Stalker 2 to come to PlayStation. I genuinely do. I think more games should be on more platforms, and I think exclusivity is fucking dumb. I absolutely encourage Stalker 2 to get on PlayStation, you know, once the developers aren't so worried about exploding. But gosh, this is just, and I could have put this whole thing in my Christmas console war video. I could have done the whole thing in there, because this was posted on Christmas, and that kind of just now clicked in my brain that this whole thing is even more pathetic because it happened on Christmas. But oi, just oi. Oi, can we get an oi in chat? Oi, okay, toodles. Oh, but now it's time for the Doofus Club shoutouts. We gotta do the Doofus Club shoutouts. My voice is really sore. No, it's not. I don't know why I did that. Okay, Doofus Club shoutouts. Join the Doofus Club, 99 cents a month. Let's go. I'm gonna read them backwards this time. Curtin Allen's back. It's so Jover, he forgot about us. I didn't forget. I just didn't check the thing. I'm sorry. I'm never gonna live that down. Swax Enjoyer, the Groovy Banana, Veg, Rob C, Jidge. Retro is Joe's dad. Weston not from Seattle, but from somewhere in Australia, 69XD. Woo! Wannabe Hobo, Bill 310 Char. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, ting. Walla, walla, bing, bang. Joe Taku, Puddin' Tane, Joey Scoops. Little Gray Cells, Extreme the Wolf 7, Toonie Wayne. Hero Culture, Stoico, Justin Mab, Ranroid, Raven Bloodrot. Henthai, Binary Deviant, Console, Simps Tears, Westa from Australia. Wanna be friends? I'm also Australian. We're making friends here in the Doofus Club shoutouts. Antwain Horton, Rebel Blood 80, Stephen Christensen, All Games Vidya, I American Idiot, Boofner, Kibbikins, Gaming with Dead People, Maddie plays Xmas Edition, also I have a Doofussy. I keep checking to see if that one changes, because everyone else changes their names, apparently. Diego Garcia, Mech Advertisement, Douglas Omen, Wild Gamer 3001, Demetrius Papagiorno, Jody Breeze, Mr. Techno Squeak, Max Laurel Maximus, Who Do You Voodoo, Furry Raptor 1, Snorlaxon, Omnistef 94, Blue Hook, Mr. Self-Destruct, Raptor Tim, Willie JJ doesn't forget names like Joe does. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Joe needs all of us to change our names to sentences. Femtenga, the Judge 06, Mio Bunny, Vascro, Matt H, Kizka, Ghost Ho, the Scruffy Skull, Manga Key, Michael Musial, Yeah, I Camp So, Floppy Pingus 97, Ian in Action, Gavo P, Frost Crystal, Edge Knight 1789, Biogenesis, Eldon the Noble, Jimmy Chops, Hangman for Hire, Grishgard, Grishargars, Blaskowitz. I'm so sorry. This doesn't make sense in my head. If this is a real word, it just doesn't make sense to my stupid little brain. Etnomega, Grimsy, Doug Nigsy, Rogue Winter 0901, Bobby Hinner, Gob Gonson, Vesica Canary, Rilizard, Nick Donegan, Why Trouble, Donnie Weston, Ant Dog 65, Ex Machina Gamma, Joe Backyard Baseball isn't all that, fight me. Dude, fucking 1v1 me in Backyard Baseball. Fucking 1v1 me. Pete Wheeler is banned. Pete Wheeler is fucking broken. Severin Evans, Mr. Spawning 03, Retzko 1632, Elite Bajovnik, Magnecht, Thornscade, Maxo 550, Tom from Spokane, OM Gaming, Pope Raphael the Rat King, Tariq Brown, Biscuit 1101, Anurag YouTube, The Beesum, Steve Wen Studios, Phil McCracken, Kev Dog 1992, Pig Venus, Stick Rider, The Cunt Connoisseur, Don't Step on Sneck, Wolf of Midnight, Cloaked Onyx, Joe, please review Click 2006. It's my favorite movie. I actually don't remember anything from that movie. I know I've seen it, but the only thing I remember is that Christopher Walken gives him the remote. That's all I remember. 20,000 subs. I'll review Click 2006. I'll make a review of Click 2006, and we'll do Doofus Club exclusive movie reviews, and we'll start with fucking Click 2006. Reborn Scannon, What the Fan Art, Nick, Kev88, ML04, Vox Alto, Edon Volta, Knight of Cypher, Black Cobra, Game Showcases, and Vendetta Autry. Thank you all for being part of the Doofus Club, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, toodles.